Hail and well met. Welcome to the third episode of the Westgate Irregulars, Vendetta. Thank you for tuning in to watch us this week. We are the Dungeon Scrawlers, and this is the beautiful Chaldea studio, hosted here by Gen Con, who are just fantastic. I really love them. I want to give them a brief round of applause.
Yes.
And also our other sponsors, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, which Aaron M. Evans is going to tell us about.
That's me. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites iconic Dungeons & Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure. And it includes Farida from my books, the Brimstone Angels novels. The game is available for PC and Mac on Steam and web, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, iPad, iPhone, and on all Android devices, so you can really get it anywhere. For more information, check out idlechampions.com.
Thanks, Aaron. And we take you now to that wonderful moment of Rogar's recap. Take it away, Randy.
Thank you. Well, for Rogar's recap, I thought I'd put on Rogar's recap. And just to clarify, this is taking place...
I'm giving you inspiration just for that.
Thank you.
Okay.
So just to be clear, this is taking place in the future. I'm talking to the party in the future. This is future Rogar. So, boom, boom, boom. Right, so as you know, as I talked about before, I'm trying out different skills to see if I have any natural talents. So I might have a clue as to who my family and my clan are, because I don't know, and that's devastating for a dwarf. So this week I thought I'd try poetry. So here we go.
Like all those dwarfs. Poet dwarfs.
I'm very interested in what you think. Here we go. Hired by Ilira to find Westgate's killer. Our only hope is to speak with the dead. But by luck we know a necromancer, Aiden, who Caliph tells us gives great lectures at the college. So to the morgue we go, seeking cryptic clues. But the dead attack. Grr, arg. And yet between us, we defeat them with help from Rheteghast, a paladin quite interested in Rogar's personality. My rune writing's terrible. Anyway, in the morning we're to call on him in a fest hall. But till then Sturge works his contacts at the docks. Rogar and Stong drink and sing songs. Where Rogar lets slip, he might prefer to forget everything he's saying. I was so drunk, it was so embarrassing. I'm so sorry, folks. Anyway, for entering House Vamos, Sturge learns a sneaky way, where another kiss of death victim with clues may lay. And a shadowy figure they spot on the roof, different from the killer for whom they seek proof. And finally to the fest hall, they go seeking their luck, but find Rheteghast murdered. Guess Rogar and he won't investigate together, which really sucks, you know. That's very sad. Hi.
Nice.
So, what do you think? I admit, hearing it, I don't quite have the whole meter and rhyme thing down clearly.
The rhyming is fantastic.
The rhyming really is terrible. But you think I might have a bit of scold in my family line there?
It's possible.
Well, thank you. Well, now we return to the present.
The TM recovers.
It is a cold, snowy, sad day in Westgate. Dark, terrible tragedy has struck. But that is not the case in the Silks at Dawn. For Artemisia is there. And the worst tragedy that's happened to her so far is that she can't quite get the seam right on the dress she's working on. Her mind is distracted. And she's also preoccupied because Tsetseliya is late. So, Artemisia, take it away.
Not likely.
Well, I mean, usually I'd have one of the seamstresses take care of this because, I learned embroidery skills, but sometimes...
But snow day.
Snow day, exactly. And the foremost thing about this is you have to keep the clients happy. And so if that means finishing it yourself so it gets done in time, that's what has to happen. So, got to be sort of a jack of all trades in the around here. So.
And the door slams open, and Artemisia pricks herself with the needle, going, ow, and kisses her injured finger. As Tsetseliya walks in through the door,
Of course
out
I
of
do.
the swirling snow.
So real quick, hi, I'm Erin M. Evans. I'm the author of the Brimstone Angel Saga, and I play Tsetseliya, who is marching into the Silkshead Dawn because she's been trying to have a conversation with Artemisia for a while now. And I don't know what this is that you're doing, but I guess you couldn't wait for me any longer. That's okay. But hi, and I brought some rolls. A roll and a half. You can have the one I wasn't eating. It's okay. How's it going?
And of course I forgot, I'm Rhiannon Held, professional archaeologist and writer. I write urban fantasy. So also I play Artemisia. Well,
That's good,
thank
because
you.
otherwise her player would be so mad right now.
You're taking my story.
She's Rhiannon's now. Okay.
So the two sisters, overjoyed to see each
Yes.
other once again after so long.
Tsetseliya's going to try on a hat.
What is
You and
Tsetseliya?
half, man.
What is Tsetseliya wearing to the salon this morning?
Well, since Artemisia has seen fit to fill Tsetseliya's closet with clothes because she thinks I don't know how to dress myself,
She's
I've gone
absolutely
ahead.
correct.
gone ahead, taken out this this dress that's sort of teal, and it goes to I think it's a
Teal?
it's a tea dress or a coffee dress or something. Anyway, it's a dress, and also this sort of poncho-y thing on top. It drives her crazy.
These came from at
They
least
were next to each other.
at least three different.
Maybe
five
I need a
different
scarf.
outfits.
No, wait. The last time we saw her dressing herself, it was skins and rags.
I mean, to be
basically.
fair, that wasn't exactly Tsetseliya dressing herself. That was Tsetseliya wearing the clothes that were provided to her because,
Provided by Witchbolt.
by a friend. It's fine.
Teal. She's wearing
Can we choose you a new outfit?
You can choose me a new outfit if it's going to make you stop making that face. I want you to be happy. So, what have you been up to while I've been gone? I was wondering if you were still seeing that guy.
Well, I mean, you've been gone a long time.
Yeah, so you
So-
dumped him. It's fine.
I have to think back to who I was seeing. I mean, there's still Lilton.
That one.
Yeah.
You're still seeing Lilton.
He
it
is a perfect gentleman.
okay?
So at that moment, a patron comes through the doors, sees them staring at each other, and immediately just walks back out.
Could you also remind the audience who Lilton is?
Yes. So Lilton is, let's say, the most handsome and charming sun elf anyone here has ever met. He is, well, Tsetseliya has different opinions, but
That guy's up to something.
Khan knows a con. That's what I'm saying.
my line.
He is sort of an androgynous-looking elf in the sort of David Bowie sort of way. If you took Loki and the Goblin King and combined them, you would get Lilton. And he was Artemisia's long-term casual relationship at the time that Tsetseliya disappeared, and apparently he still is.
Because really, why would you dump that?
I can think of
Fair,
like
fair,
a
fair.
couple
Yeah.
reasons, but I mean, I guess Is it serious?
No.
Oh,
No.
good. Okay, good.
I mean, he's so much older. I wouldn't think that it would be anything serious.
Like,
but
out of curiosity, how much older?
I don't know.
So the bell rings, another patron comes in, sees this,
We're
And-
busy.
and goes, oh, and starts looking at the other dresses on display. Reminder, the Silks at Dawn, which is what it's called during the day. During the night, it's called something different, is a salon for trying on dresses, having tea, just spending leisurely time. So they have mannequins all over wearing the most resplendent fashions of the day. And so the patron just starts browsing very hurriedly.
No. Hold that thought. And she's gonna go give tea, because she takes this job very seriously.
Artemisia looks troubled. All right. Or rather, Tsetseliya looks troubled. So Artemisia looks completely at ease.
All right,
You
back.
come back.
I come back.
Yeah, it's just, I just wondered how it was going, what it's like having this wealthy, ageless bright bird, and, what is it like dating a guy with 6 fingers?
What?
Doesn't, I thought he had 6 fingers. Am I thinking of another person?
Yes. I bet it's because of, how when anybody is too highborn or too beautiful, everybody feels like they have to knock them down a peg. So they're always saying that, they have some kind of secret deformity that you can't really see. And so clearly just, somebody was feeling jealous of him and how beautiful he is.
So the bell rings again. And who should come walking through the door but Lilton himself,
Oh, good. Speak of the devil.
The 6-fingered man.
wrapped in purple and scarlet and looking dashing as all get out. He says, "Ah, my dear, you're here. I was hoping that the snow had not trapped you in your wonderful house.
Well,
Is that your sister?"
it is. I don't remember if you two have met properly, but now we can do the introductions. This is my half sister, Tsetseliya, just back from something.
It's very
yes.
good to
Work.
meet you, Lady Tsetseliya.
Well met, guy.
Yes. He gives you a florid bow. Are you busy this day?
We have a thing. We have to go talk to our friends about what we missed last night.
He produces a
Guys.
letter with a flourish. Does it have to do with this?
Don't
I
know.
happened to find a messenger on his way to the salon to give you this.
Since we literally haven't read that, I can't answer that question. Why is he like that?
Okay, yeah, it is indeed a letter, and it is written in one of your companion's hands. Who would like to have written this letter? Aha, Caliph. It is in Calith's distinctive, careful, elegant hand that seems more suited for scripting Elven than more mundane common words.
I think it'd actually be really hard to read. There's a lot of curly cues in there.
That's right.
Unnecessary flourishes.
Very,
Hearts on the eyes.
She
very
asking,
ornate.
No,
And what does this
skulls.
letter say, Caliph?
is it a rent extension? That's my guess. I'm guessing rent extension.
It says, "Dear Tsetseliya, we have dire need of your help. Please come to the Crimson Kiss. P.S. If Artemisia is there, I have some of her rent."
Okay, let's got your money. Go get some coin and find some interesting things to do.
It looks like you will be
fast.
busy. Well,
I will,
says.
but Tsetseliya, here's the letter. You
Oh, what
should
a
go
shame.
read it, like, over there. We'll just go behind the screen.
Excellent. Of course, you'll need to dress for the occasion. It is very cold out there. It was good to see you. And you put the screen up. And Lilton looks at Tsetseliya, and he goes like this.
Something's up.
Okay.
Something's very
Wait,
up.
check his palm. Maybe he's hiding a 6-finger
I'm
in his
not
palm.
touching him. I'm not touching him.
What if it's on the back of his hand, just sticking out?
Good. All right. So they hurriedly get prepared, and Lilton offers you his carriage because you seem to be in haste, and he would feign to stand between you and your goals.
Well, she does have to kiss him goodbye.
Of
just
course.
saying. Okay, good.
You have
And
a-
how long
The
does
other
that
one.
take?
Well, it takes longer than normal, which, I mean, is partly because it's great and partly because it drives Tsetseliya nuts. All right. And then you were in the carriage and you were on your way. Meanwhile, in the Crimson Kiss, a room with a dead body and 4 adventurers staring at it with a mixture of emotions. Let's start in fact, with Rogar.
Oh, aye.
So tell us about yourself and then what Rogar's doing.
Hi, I'm Rainey Henderson, author of the Fin Fantasy Trilogy. And Rogar Battlebaron, Dwarf Cleric, he's sitting on the most remote corner of the best hall he can find, the quietest corner. He just kind of wants to be separated from everybody, partly because he's got a massive headache, a hangover from the night before, drinking with Stong. Way too much dwarven ale.
So he's sitting there and the world is kind of dull and faded out. Voices are blurry.
His mithril armor's feeling a bit itchy, and it's the worst when you itch in plate mail. It's like, and then he's kind of embarrassed. He's got a couple stains on his beautiful tabard with the symbol of Sharindlar, goddess of life, on it, and he's not in his best shape in any sense of the word. He's struggling a bit. He's struggling a bit to have found Rheteghast dead, and that's all I'll say about that. He's just kind of in the corner, not feeling great.
All right. Rogar looks up, having heard a familiar voice. It's kind of blurry still. His ears aren't really connecting. Who is it that he has heard, and what are they saying? I'm going to pick somebody if you don't volunteer.
That was an opportunity for one of you to jump in.
Oh, I know.
All right. So it's Sturge.
Sturge. Hi, I'm Stephen Merlino. I'm a sword and sorcery epic fantasy writer and a teacher, and I play Sturge, human. And he's freezing. He hasn't been able to get warm all day. His long nose is white with cold, even though we're in the Crimson Kiss and the place is roasty toasty.
Oh, there's a raging fire.
Yeah.
Sturge is standing in front of. It's not doing any good.
Not helped. He tends to press his nose when it gets cold like this.
Is it like a little icicle?
Yeah, it's like he has to get the icicles off, and he's not happy. He's got
It's not icicle.
Snotticles.
and his are prodigious. They're 8-inch long.
Hey, everyone. This is an
Yeah,
emotional
yeah,
scene.
Sorry. In the
Regrouping.
wintertime, Sturge wears a huge cloak made of thousands of crow feathers, and he just keeps it around him like a down blanket all the time. He kind of looks like a black stork with his long legs. But right now, he's worried about Rogar, because Sturge knows what it's like to have someone that you love, even though Rogar only just met, what was his name again?
Rheteghast.
Only just met him. It was clear there was a connection. And Sturge had almost lost Lady Kiko, and so he's come down, and he's sits next to him and just says, "We'll find out who did this."
Oh, I think we know who did it. I want to know why. Why, damn it? No, why?
Well, we all want to know why. I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't know why you're saying sorry to me. I mean, it's a loss for all of us. He was clearly a great fighter. That's what's sad. He was a great fighter, and a paladin, and clearly served his gods well. So I mean, we're all sad, aren't we?
Oh, indeed.
Aye.
That's what I meant.
Aye. Aye.
Yeah.
You hear a number of people crying away from you, and neither of you is shedding a tear. All of it is inside.
I'll bet he was good in the arena.
Oh yeah, how about the arena? Huh? How about you see that last battle? Yeah, that was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Aye.
It's a loss to the arena.
Yeah. It's terrible. Terrible.
Lest this masculine posturing continue. The door swings open, and several cloaked and armored figures stand against the swirling snow. And they step inside, shaking the snow from their cloaks. and you recognize one of them. It seems sort of vaguely familiar to Rogar. It is a half-elf woman with very short brown hair and a very serious expression and gaze as she looks around the room. She kind of pauses on Rogar for a second, like maybe she recognized you as well, and then continues on. And then there are two men in armor behind her who both have leather helmets, and their surcoats have the symbol of the Eye of Justice on them. So the woman, one of the priestesses comes over to talk to her, and they exchange a few words. And then she looks over at you two again and follows the woman toward the stairs. Meanwhile, upstairs, Stong and Kalith are still in the room. Okay. What is Stong up to?
Hi, I'm Yang Yang Wang. I'm a filmmaker and an actor and a writer, and I play Stong Makguk, a bard who's half orc, half dork, eats pork with a fork, and drinks
All of
wine
these things
that
are
he
true.
uncorks. So he's in the room. He's examining the body with his daughter Mirabelle and Kalith, and he's talking to Mirabelle like very seriously, like an adult. Like, what do you think about this death, Mirabelle? Do you think this is unnatural?
She goes, eh.
What do you think, Kalith?
So, first of all, hi, I'm Emily Tang. I'm a game designer at Wizards of the Coast. Disclaimer, all thoughts and opinions expressed in this stream are my own and do not represent Wizards of the Coast.
Wizards
And
doesn't want you to date necromancers.
Tell us your opinion about necromancers now.
I should point out that none of our opinions reflect the opinions of Wizards of the Coast either.
necromancy, good.
I happen to know several people at Wizards of the Coast who would definitely encourage you to date necromancers. All right.
So Kalith is examining the body, and she's just trying to figure out, like, assuming that this was connected with the kissing murders. Was this one kissed? Or was this one kissed? Or why was
Yes,
it?
he does have a kiss wound on his forehead.
So why the bloody gash?
Well, he has, in fact, many stab wounds.
Oh, so why the many bloody gashes?
Good question.
It's an excellent question.
You can make either a medicine check or a investigation check.
Wait 1 second. Tell me which one you decide to do, because I'm going to enhance your ability.
She's going to investigate because she has an overinflated sense of her abilities.
Okay, I'm going to use a level 2 spell called Enhance Ability to give you advantage on intelligence checks. So
Awesome.
Stong puts his hands around your head, and you feel like this little electric tingle for a moment, and then he goes, "You're welcome."
Thoughts are just racing. All these connections that I never saw before.
D&D
Zoom. Zoom
D&D
on the
throwback.
evidence.
That variant of the spell is called Fox's Cunning. Just want you to know. All right.
Her ears twitch.
So your intelligence is heightened. You have advantage on intelligence-based skill checks.
Natural 20.
Wow. All right.
We
So
solved the murder.
No,
Tell us
no,
who
no.
it is. Tell us who it is right now.
a natural 20 on a skill check is not an automatic success. Although if it wasn't going to succeed, I wouldn't have had you roll.
Wait, roll it again. See if you get two 20s.
Oh, yeah, critical.
No.
Okay. So calculate what that modifier gives you.
27.
27. Really? Okay. So, with a 27, you find that Rheteghast was clearly in a battle with whoever killed him. He took several stab wounds, which you suspect are from either a long knife or like a short sword. It's hard to say exactly. He doesn't seem to have been killed here, but there are bloody marks on the wall leading up to the roof, the wall outside the room.
Was there a balcony? Oh, sorry.
On the outside.
Yes, you found him on the balcony of this room.
Oh no, this was a
Is
violent.
Aiden here, by the way?
Aiden is not here.
He really should have been here by now. I wonder if that's suspicious at all.
Oh no.
Well, everyone's like, oh no.
Aiden
Eye
is
roll,
never
eye roll.
suspicious.
All right, you are still carrying on your investigation. He's still talking with Mirabelle, who is like playing with his hands, like She wants to play a game. She's bored of talking about death.
I play with his other hand. Well, we still talk about death.
And the door opens, and that half-elf woman that I described before is standing in the doorway. And she says, "You, move away from that body.
Why?
This investigation is under the auspices of the Eye of Justice. I have nothing further to say to you. Stand aside or you will be taken into custody."
I step between her and Caliph.
Okay. She looks slightly upward at you. And she says, "You too?"
I say, "Do you have authority here? Show us your credentials."
She pulls out a scroll and thrusts it into your chest.
I read that scroll.
I read it hard.
It says, "The Eye of Justice is hereby commissioned to investigate these murders, blah, 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 etc." It looks like it's legit.
Yeah, okay.
And it has a seal on it, which comes from House Vamos.
Dun dun dun.
Could you remind the viewers, Eye of Justice and House Vamos?
Okay, Eye of Justice is a vigilante order of rogues/paladins that operate in Westgate. They're the closest thing Westgate has to an elevated police force. And House Vamos is the corrupt ruling merchant house of the city. Now, saying corrupt merchant in Westgate, it does not narrow down. So one should not take that description to mean that they are the most corrupt house in Westgate. That's definitely not the case.
I thought we were
We
an
don't like
autonomous
them.
collective.
And our
Terry
syndicate.
Oh.
Okay, so I show the scroll to Caliph and I say, "Oh, it looks like it's the Eye of Justice."
Is there
That is what I said, the woman says.
a question to the DM? Is there anything in the scroll that says we cannot be around the body either?
I'm going to need you to make another investigation check. Fortunately, you still have advantage because somebody gave you Fox's cunning.
That is going to be a 25.
Wow.
You think there are loopholes that will allow you to remain near the body.
I don't see anything in here that says we can't conduct our own simultaneous investigation.
The
High
woman-
five.
Wait, should it be like
The woman glowers at you and she says, "Very well, but we're taking the body with us. I'm going to need you to sign this." And she pushes another piece of paper at you.
Paperwork.
Is it just a waiver?
It is
Disclosing the
essentially the Westgate equivalent of a non-disclosure agreement.
Non-disclosure. Who would we talk to this? Talk to
Whoever
about
hired
this?
you, I'm sure.
What?
We
Sorry.
hired
Oh, you don't
ourselves.
want to sign the agreement. I suppose you're not coming. Bring the body, she says to her men. At the same time, you hear a commotion down in the
Hold
common
on.
room.
I'll sign it.
Really?
Yes.
Very well then.
There you go.
Bring her too. One of them grabs you by the arm.
I sign and also go.
No, don't sign it.
Oh, I don't sign.
grabs thing. I'm going to sign it too. And Maribel goes, "No!" And knocks it out of his hand.
Okay. The baby said no.
They're doing that
Don't
signal.
understand thieves can't or whatever that was.
Eye
You think
language.
she said.
They're doing their special signal language, which is
There are two ducks walking downstairs, and then they looked at each other.
and then one of them said, "Cast burning hands on me."
Oh, do it.
Okay. The woman kneels down next to the body and looks through his belongings and finds a pouch. You saw the pouch too, which was where Rhett had kept all of his papers, his notes and such. But when she opens it, only ash and burned pieces of paper come out. And she says, "That's unfortunate." Then you hear the commotion down in the common room. Those of you who are down in the common room, that would be Sturge and Rogar. There's an argument happening out on the street.
Oh, well. I feel compelled to go investigate this argument. It's happening out in the street.
Go tell those guys to
Anything to distract me from what's going on upstairs.
Okay.
I think let's go see what this commotion is.
You see-
Sturge is going to take on an identical. He's going to be a second Rogar.
All right, 2 Rogars come out of the Crimson Kiss.
This sounds like a yes. Okay.
2 Rogars exit a bar.
This will make him feel better.
PG-13, everyone. Okay, so you head out into the snowy street, and you see Aiden standing there, flanked by 2 zombies,
Ooh.
while 4 members of the Eye of Justice menace him with swords.
What's going on here?
And they're shouting, oh my god.
Steven, put on his helmet.
Hi.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Wait, I'll just say just the few things I can say in Scottish. This is crap!
PG-13, Steven.
The knights from the Eye of Justice turn and look at the 2 identical dwarves. And one of them says, Thunder Twins? And the other one says, are Thunder Twins always that ugly?
Oh.
And Aiden says, I was invited to be here. I don't know what's going on. You religious dwarf,
Rogar?
ragged Rogar. That's right.
Aye.
Tell them that you invited me here.
We did not invite him here. But
The knights turned
That's
back with their
crap!
swords.
We did invite him here! Don't you remember?
And Aiden says,
but
well, I see
is
where
what?
this is going. And he pulls out of his backpack another zombie and just puts it next to him.
Oh, for crap's
oh,
sake.
stop it, Aiden! You're only making it worse.
Aiden is the
He's
worst.
welcome here as long as you put away the damn zombies. You wee ball bag.
Well, I mean,
Sorry, my head's killing me.
I thought
I've
it was
lost
bone
all
bad.
tact.
That's what you called me last time. At that moment, a carriage comes sliding through the snow and smashes over one of the zombies. The horses
good
just trample it.
Whoop, 10 points!
How much EXP did that give them?
Can the horses level up?
The horses can level up. Well, Dumpling is at least level 12 by now. So, yeah. All right.
Wait, Dumpling is higher level than I am?
You'd be surprised. Well, I mean, you have the horse trample all your enemies. What
That
do you
is
expect?
true.
Are horse levels the same as people?
Dumpling kill
No,
stealing
they're
all my
different.
stuff.
Dog here?
Dumpling
Yeah.
basically is kill stealing all my stuff.
So, Tsetseliya puts her arms out the window, pleased about this
Yes.
development. And Tsetseliya and Artemisia are in that carriage. And Tsetseliya, the wolf, is perched on top of the carriage, which is where he prefers to ride whenever you're riding.
I like that he's basically trained. It's pretty handy because I was not going to do that.
And one of the knights seizes that moment to clout Aiden on the forehead with the pommel of his sword, dropping him into the snow.
What a jerk. Great. Now I gotta heal him. All right.
Well, you're reaching over to heal him when one of the zombies takes a swipe at you.
Oh.
Self-defense.
Fortunately, it rolled really low. It's still now just starting to realize that it's no longer controlled.
Fortunately for it.
Oh, shoot.
So the zombie missed you.
Fortunately for it, I'll say, can you take care of this thing to the Eyes of Justice? And
Yeah, they start shouting and stabbing the zombies.
excellent. Well, I'll use Aiden. I have no regrets about him losing his foul toys here. And
Okay, you're going to cast a healing spell on him?
I'll cast a healing spell.
I'll
on him.
pick him
I
up
feel
while
like
you
we
do
should
that,
get
brother.
back in the carriage because
Well, first, actually, I'll just slap him a couple times lightly on the face to see if he wakes up. Check him, see if he's.
He has a
Right,
big spreading bruise on his forehead. He is not waking up.
All right, I guess I'll.
But now he's out of the way, you see.
it's true we could just go in. We could just be like, bye! We're not going to ask questions about why there's 2 of you!
So I go and I place my hands on him and I summon the grace of Shae and Shadowbane. And it's not coming for some reason.
Uh-oh.
Sturge,
It's
stop
like-
pretending to be Rogar.
It's like there's a cloud in front of the sun, sort of. I can't.
Let me try.
And I just turn away and go back inside the tavern.
All right, you turn away and you start walking away. Sturge, what are you going to do?
Pick up Aiden by
Pick
his
up Aiden.
heels.
How
and
strong are you?
Just his heels.
Okay, you're dragging Aiden through the
Yes.
snow.
Through the snow into the pub.
All right, so you start heading back in. The door opens, and that woman in the brown hair comes out, and she sees the zombies, and she raises her hand, which is wearing a gauntlet that has an eye in the middle of her palm. And this blast of radiance comes out, and the zombies just disintegrate. And she says, "Stop fooling around."
I like her.
More of you?
Our party's really good at fooling around.
I don't even.
She counts the
I'm-
two of you, but
I
she
think
doesn't
we-
seem all that confused.
I think we met like in a garden party or something. Is that what I recall?
I just pushed past them with Aiden, drag him in.
Well, that
She
sounds like
gives you a
pickup line.
significant look,
Mm-hmm.
and then she says, "Call on me at the Hall of Justice. You, put that man down.
I'm still wearing my face.
We're taking him into custody."
It's disturbing.
Taking Aiden into
Sorry.
custody?
Well, he summoned zombies on the street and attacked people. Him, in fact.
Oh no! He didn't attack me. He's just an idiot. Don't
Put him in the cart.
This one is like, sorry, you're taking Aiden in?
He's a professor of necromancy or
Is that
something at
relevant?
the
I'm a
college.
bystander. I watched what happened. What you're saying isn't what happened.
She looks at what you're wearing. She's like, "You're a bystander?"
I've been dressed up very fancy, I'll have you know.
Yeah, that's what she means.
Yes, I just was walking in here. I saw this dumb boy playing with his toys
Is
and
that
scaring
Lord
everyone.
Gold's carriage?
Is that?
I can take you into custody too if you prefer.
On what charges?
Obstruction.
Let
You're like,
Aiden,
I like her. I don't like her.
Your
let
opinion seems
Aiden
very
wake
fast.
up in custody. It'll be fine.
She says,
I need Kayla to be happy right now.
She says, "I am Levia Shadewalker of the Eye of Justice, and I am executing my duties as per my office. If you wish to interfere with them, you may accompany me to the Hall of Justice.
Cops.
I recommend you go about your brunch." That's what you noble folk do, isn't it? And then they haul both the dead body and Aiden to their cart.
All right, let's
and
go tell Kayla that her
head off on their
boyfriend's in the pokey. Like,
Oh, they took Kayla too, actually.
Bye.
Kayla!
Do you want to come with?
I mean, we kind of need to talk to you, so yes.
Oh no, I feel bad.
They put Kalis on the cart, and then the cart starts heading off through the swirling snow.
Jump on the
like-
back of the cart.
Kalis is
plan
making
here,
these
Kayla?
hand gestures. And Stong's like, "Oh, I know that one. That's what I did." Boom.
Okay, so we have to go to the Hall of Justice where the most unpleasant person in the entire world is going to be.
So-
and Aiden.
So technically, by the way, only Caliph signed the release. No one else did, so you can still go tell everyone else about it.
Yeah, I heard everything from upstairs. I'm gonna tell everyone I know. Starting with these people.
All right.
Now
what are
you're
you,
up to date.
Yeah.
what are
now
you
they're
going
up
to
to
tell them? All right, you tell them in brief what you determined about the body.
The fights, all the multiple short sword slashes. We found him on the balcony, etc., etc.
So
Wait,
it was a
body?
violent murder.
Body.
Okay.
So was it another victim?
There was another victim. We
Oh.
just met him yesterday, and it's really unfortunate for this guy, but he was killed that same evening.
This guy? This thing?
Yep, same thing.
But also just
Yeah, there's a little bit of like smoochy smoochy, and
Yeah,
then
you just see Caliph like in the back of the cart going.
Like someone was making an
wants to
example.
be
oh, yeah.
Like someone was making an example of him.
Maybe he. Oh wait, so Stone says, I suspect that maybe he resisted. He caught the murderer by surprise or something, and this time the murderer had to resort to more than just a deadly kiss.
It seems to me as though the kiss is the coup de grace. It's his signature. It's not how he necessarily kills someone who's tougher than, say, Lady Kiko. The kiss was enough for her, but for this fellow, he's a bit more robust and took a few stabs and then the finishing kiss.
He wouldn't have let just anybody kiss him one bit.
I agree. He saved
That's a
himself.
strange thing to say, but okay.
There's a lot for you to catch up on.
We have the loan of this carriage. Shall we speak as we travel towards the Hall of Justice?
Yes. A good old-fashioned carriage chase through the streets.
Rather than walking through the snow and ruining our boots, I'm sorry. Like falling behind
Or
the cart.
getting cold. Like,
That's why you jump onto the back of the carriage and cling to it.
No.
No feet on the ground.
No. Sorry.
I don't want that lady poking
It's
me
free.
with her sword.
Well,
It's free transportation until they catch you. And
So's
make
my
you get
boyfriend's
off.
carriage. Wait, not boyfriend.
Sturge is going to
So-
get in the
so is
carriage.
the
yeah, let's
carriage.
get to the carriage. Let's
Sturge,
go.
Sturge is
Carriage of
cold.
a
He's getting
Brightbird.
it.
All right, so the 5 of you load up on the carriage. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Aye.
Okay, and you take off toward the Hall of Justice. Now,
Who's driving the
Hall of
carriage?
Justice.
A carriage driver.
carriage
Wonder
driver.
Twins.
Um,
Form of
just some
a dwarf
nondescript,
cleric. Oh, sorry.
nondescript, neither male nor female person is driving the carriage.
Okay.
They seem sort of ambiguous to you.
Are they human?
"Oh, where are we going on at now?"
I sing them a nice little tune to entertain them as they drive us, as thank
It's
you.
kind of catchy.
Yeah.
Jiggle, jiggle,
My
bop.
performance is a... Oh, God. It's a 7.
You know, you should
You
really...
gonna sit up there with the carriage driver. I think they should hear you better. And we should close the windows. Like,
So you're sitting on the roof of the carriage with the wolf, and the wolf is going like this,
Ooh, howling.
covering its ears.
I think if you don't
It's
give us the
boss.
Jiggle Jiggle Bounce song, people are going to be very.
did you bring Mirabelle?
I am bringing Mirabelle,
Is
yes.
we'll keep Mirabelle in the
Oh, okay. Well,
carriage.
I hand off Mirabelle to Aunt Cece. She gets to spend a little bit of time with her.
You don't want to sit on the top.
I like daddy music.
You get daddy music all day long. Anytime you want. Let's let the carriage driver get some daddy music. And you can snuggle in here. We can
Okay.
aunties and uncles.
Aunt Cece, Aunt Artie. Mirabelle sing. She starts singing the Jiggle Jiggle Bounce song.
Backfired.
All right.
Have we considered making this a father-daughter act?
So, those 5 are headed in the carriage toward the Hall of Justice. Meanwhile, Caliph, the knights escort you, not roughly, but not politely either, into a room in a dark hall and lock you inside.
Wait. I thought I was going to examine the body too.
They're like, well, when Levia is done with it,
Why do I have to be locked in?
otherwise you'll go wandering around the hall. I don't need to explain anything to you. Lock
Yeah,
the
well,
door.
do you have anything to hide? Otherwise, why would you care if I went exploring?
You hear receding footsteps down the corridor.
Shady cops.
So yeah, you are. They took you to this large castle in the west side of Westgate, in a district that is populated by a number of large buildings and obviously old money and old power. This is the noble ward of Westgate, essentially, and you're on the 3rd floor of this castle. You can look out the narrow window, which looks like it was made for shooting arrows out of.
Oh.
And you see the street swirling with snow below you. And it's pretty cold in here and very sparse. It looks like a meeting room, a table, and a couple of chairs.
Getting a bad Yelp review, that's for sure.
0 out of 10 not visiting it.
Yeah.
Is there any way out of this
Well,
place?
there is that small window.
You're pretty skinny. You could probably shimmy out and then fly.
I mean, if it's like this narrow, that's a little too narrow.
You're pretty thin.
You could
She
try
could
and
probably
get out if you want
get
to.
like a shoulder out.
It would be a difficult attempt to get through.
How's the door?
It is locked, but otherwise just a normal door.
Oh, remember to try to both push and pull the door, just in case.
Yeah, it is locked.
Shatter seems like it might be a good idea right now.
Oh my god.
You know what? Kayla doesn't appreciate this. She's gonna shatter the door.
Okay.
Quietly?
So begins
Quietly.
our life on the run.
The door explodes and it splinters against the far wall.
There's no quiet setting for that.
There is not.
Quiet setting for shatter.
You can quietly. Can you? I mean, like, okay, imagine
you
you
have to
like.
wrap it in something.
Oh yeah, like duct tape, which we don't
It's
have.
not explode, it's shatter.
And you step out into the hallway, wondering if anyone heard that.
Gonna do a really quick disguise self.
Okay, what are you going to look like?
Nondescript guard.
Nondescript guard, like the guy who put you in here.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly like the guy who put me in here, and I'm just gonna start walking in the direction he did not go.
okay. Currently, there is no one in the corridor. You start walking, and then people come rushing into the corridor because they heard that everywhere. Make a deception check. I will let you use your spellcasting modifier, or your spellcasting. I will let you use your intelligence instead of charisma if you like, because you're doing it with that spell.
Since she's in disguise.
21.
Wow.
Wow.
Nice. You're rolling amazing
Wow,
today.
nice.
Can't be stopped.
Okay, so the two guards run up
Doing
to
all
you.
these questionable acts can't be stopped.
Two guards run up to you and they run right past you.
Sweet.
Like you're. They don't even bat an eye when you do the voice. All right, you are now at liberty about the Eye of Justice, the Hall of Justice Castle.
Guess I'm gonna try and find where the body went. Actually, I'm gonna try and find where they put Aiden.
Aha.
Ooh.
How are you gonna find Aiden? Are you just gonna start looking randomly?
Gonna collar the next passing guard and be like, "Hey, where'd they stick that necromancer?"
Okay, so you see a kind of weaselly man come running by, or just stalking by. He's not one of the first responders. He's wandering past. When he sees you and you catch him, he's whoa.
Hey, where's the necromancer they just brought in?
Oh, the one they took into custody?
That's the one.
He looks at you piercingly and says, "Who are you? I haven't seen you before." Make a deception check.
Oh no.
7.
Oh, no.
Gonna just like
Now.
I'm a new guard here.
walk him in the side.
You can
Time to
punch him, yeah, if
assassinate
you
him.
want to.
She's
What
probably
was
not gonna
that?
punch. Just be like, I'm new.
New, huh? He pulls out his short sword.
Oh,
He says,
no.
I think you're an imposter. We had too many of those just last 10 days. You can't be doing this again.
Wait, why would you have imposters?
He tries to stab you.
Wait, I'm asking you a question here.
17.
Say, why would we have imposters?
Why would you have imposters? Damn it.
You were nondescript, he's non-to-talk.
17.
That hits.
He does 5 points
The
of
jig is
stabbing damage to you.
Can I
You
borrow
kind of
a
twist
pencil?
aside and it scrapes
Thank you.
along your side without doing a lot of harm, but 5 damage.
There is no need for violence here against one of your kind.
She's really committed to the failed deception.
Why does your
Wait,
voice sound so?
wait, what's over there?
You're going to try and fool him with the oldest trick in the book. All right, make another deception check.
Your loincloth's untied.
13.
Says no.
Oh, man.
11 to hit you.
That misses.
Okay. But he was distracted, so you managed to move out of the way of the
It's like,
sword.
wait, what's there? No, but I guess it kind of worked.
He says, "Hey, imposter! Hey!" He's shouting for help.
Gonna start shouting to imposter.
Okay.
Wow.
So
Excellent.
This spiraled really
So
quickly.
You're in an imposterable situation.
a man with dark skin and dark hair and dark leather armor comes around the corner, and he looks at you and the guy trying to stab you. And you have your hands up, although you're kind of shimmying to the side so that the stabs don't hit you. And he says, "Stop," and the guy immediately stops. And he says, "Yes, yes, vigilant eye." And the man walks toward you, and he looks at you, kind of raising his chin a little bit, and he says, "What's going on here?" to both of you.
She thinks I'm an imposter.
The guy says, well, it is an imposter. I don't know what it is. It's like one of those, oh, he rolled really badly. It's like one of those things, you know, the things that infiltrated last week.
Look, who's the one acting suspiciously right now?
Make a deception check. Or a persuasion check if you prefer.
12?
12. That's better than what he rolled. The man says, all right, put your sword away. And the knight says, what? But it's an imposter. He says, now. The guy immediately puts the sword away. Says, see Levia and turn yourself in for questioning. And the guy says, wait, what? And the man says, did I stutter or something? What is this? The guy runs away.
Ooh.
Toxic work environment.
And now you are standing with the dark-haired man.
I apologize
His
for any
eyes are extremely gray, like almost blind, colorless colored.
I apologize for any disruption, Vigilant Eye.
Why are you here?
I was asked to go see about the necromancer. The one they just brought in.
All right, come with me.
Follow behind him.
Gulp.
Okay. So, the other 5 of you show up at the gates of the Hall of Justice. And there are several Justice Knights standing outside, freezing in the snow. You're like, why do we have to be on duty? There's nobody even coming to... Oh, that's a nice carriage. All right. The wolf barks at them a little bit. And then looks at Stong. Stong is the one who's nearby.
So I go up to the 2 guards and I introduce myself.
So you hop free of the carriage.
I think maybe you should get out of the carriage and go do your noble lady act before Stong starts talking.
You tower over these 2 guards.
Yep.
And they put their hands on the hilts of their swords.
I reach into my pocket slowly.
Artemisia is gonna like try to get there in time.
Artemisia's got to
Brings out
adjust her
his
skirts
comb.
and then push the carriage door open and then gracefully climb down.
And then I'm gonna try to use sleight of hand to make this look really cool, like a flourish. Like I want to flourish something.
All right, make a roll.
That's cool.
Oh,
God,
no.
it's a 4. So I'm going to tell you what I'm pulling out of my
flings it.
pocket.
Yeah, please tell me.
I'm pulling out 2 autographed sheets of my music to give to each of the guards.
What happens when you pull them out on a 4?
So
Paper cut the guy.
Yeah, I just slice it across the face.
make an attack roll. No, you reach into your pocket to pull out the sheets of music, and you end up pulling out most of your pocket.
Oh, okay.
And your pants rip open.
I thought you were
Pull
going
out
to
your
say.
paper, and the papers go falling everywhere.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like I pull out my weapon accidentally or something.
No, PG-13.
Not that weapon. My weapon.
So the guards are what? And then they see this very lovely sorceress come running toward them.
Not running, but hurrying.
I'm gonna hurry up behind her because she is
Speedily
slow.
moving. Okay.
Dignified hurry.
Dignified. Well, we have to sell it. The
Stong,
coat of arms on the carriage means nothing if we don't act like it.
Stong
I feel
hasn't
like
said
I'm
anything.
rubbing off on you.
Yeah,
I
I
love
say-
it.
These. Have you heard of Stong MacGuck, the infamous bard of Westgate?
Of course they have. What a silly question. Anyway, here's Artemisia.
Well, I
So
assume they're
the
fans.
two guards look at Artemisia and they're like, did you have business here, my lady?
I do, if you would be so kind as to let us
Lady-
through.
Lady Gold. Oh, I didn't realize.
Lady Gold?
Sure.
Well, they assume
married?
because she showed up in the carriage. And the
Yeah.
other one says, hey, don't be rude. That's Lady Darden. And this is, right, Lady Darden, sorry. It's just your husband. He's really popular and rich.
Certainly, yes. Do I need a deception check?
Yes, but you have advantage because they assume that you are one of the merchant rulers of Westgate, essentially.
Let's see.
Eric.
Is Lily
Also, you
married?
should so
Sturge?
come see her good friend and talented bard. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Buy my music.
Stephen, what were you going to say?
Sturge has been waiting inside trying to think of what guys to take.
Oh, no.
And so, and when he hears this go,
Oh, no.
Oh no.
no, that it's not what you think. He goes, okay.
You don't
and
know
he
what I think.
puts, you think I'm going to do Lilton. Actually, he doesn't dare.
Okay, that's probably a good idea.
He instead imagines what the offspring of Lilton and Artemisia would look like.
Oh, no.
And makes himself into like a 12-year-old, half-elvy kind of guy and pokes his head up. Mommy! Did you bring my wellies?
Artemisia's mouth is open. She's about to do her deception. And then that happens.
She freezes. She's got nothing.
He's going to just hop out and say,
Nathaniel, get back in the carriage!
my feet are cold! How long do we have to stay here? This place is
He's gonna
ugly.
just run over there and push him back in the carriage. What are you doing?
What do you mean I'm acting?
They look back at Artemisia and they say, oh, I didn't realize that you had a child. Congratulations.
12
He
years too
seems
late.
great.
And fond,
And your
fond
maidservant's
of illusions.
too.
He's very fond of casting illusions to play pranks
Well, that
on
tracks.
people. May we enter?
When the guard says, well, if you have business, roll a persuasion check. You still have advantage because they
Okay.
assume they're of lower status than you.
Sissy's touching me.
So that would be 22.
Okay.
Wow.
One of them says,
Sister.
well, hold on, only if you have business. And the other one says, stuff it, let her in. And he adds, we're freezing out here anyway. This will give us a chance to get inside where it's warmer. And the guy is, oh, yeah, you're right. You can go on in, it's fine.
Well, she's going
So
while
they,
the going's good.
they signal and the gates open, admitting you to this courtyard.
Scamper after. Yeah.
I throw the 2 sheets of music at him and I say, come see my live show.
Try to
Like-
be
$5 piece!
Okay, you head into the courtyard of the Hall of Justice, where there's a convenient place to store carriages. It's fairly small. It appears to have once been a noble villa, but in however long it's been owned by the Eye of Justice, they've built more buildings inside. There's a training yard, and it looks more like a military compound than a castle a noble would live in.
So Stong would like to call a team huddle before we exit the carriage. What is our plan here? I would prefer for us not to become criminals today.
Stop looking like that, Sturge.
We're chartered members of the
What do you
Westgate
mean, Mummy?
Irregulars. We should be able to and
Sorry.
we're chartered members of the Westgate Irregulars, and we were just in a fight with Rheteghast. You'd think we'd be able to use that to have some legitimacy here.
So our plan is to go in and be the Westgate Irregulars.
It's just so crazy it might work.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe we should have sent someone to go tell Ilira what is happening.
The
But-
carriage driver, of all people, leans down and says, well, you could be the Westgate Irregulars employed by Lady Darden.
Oh.
Lord Gold is a signatory to the charter.
Who is
Wait,
this?
what?
Who is
He
this?
goes, he just sits back up.
That was very convenient.
Yeah.
Daddy, people respect Daddy.
My God. It's
Okay,
creeping me out.
listen. Nathaniel the Bratty Half-Elf cannot be a chartered member of Westgate Irregulars.
He can.
We already have
God.
one child along with us. It's not a babysitting service.
Okay.
Okay, this
So,
is cuckoo. We
so
can
you're
remember.
coming up with a
Cuckoo for
plan.
Cocoa Puffs.
Meanwhile, inside, Caliph, the man, who you still don't know, he didn't introduce himself. He didn't ask your name either. Escorts you to what appears to be an observation room of some kind. And there is a body lying on the table, surrounded by a number of notes and implements, medicine, surgical implements.
Is the body familiar?
Well, it's under a sheet.
I thought we were going to the necromancer.
He closes the door behind you and then says, I'd like your opinion on something, knight.
Of course.
He pulls back the sheet and you see that it is Rheteghast lying there dead. And the man looks down at him. Do you know this man?
I have seen him. I do not know him personally.
I knew him personally. He was a very good man, Rheteghast Hawkwinter. Did more than he probably should have for the good of this city. Certainly didn't deserve to die like this. Do you have any idea what might have caused this damage? Killed him.
I can take a guess.
And what is your guess, knight? His steely gaze is a little unsettling.
More than a little unsettling.
He doesn't seem to be intentionally intimidating you.
I would guess that he died from some sort of necrotic damage. I've heard about a string of murders in the town that have had a similar sort of marking on their forehead.
Indeed. And what have your own investigations yielded?
I have not been on this investigation.
Maybe not our investigation.
I'm
He clocked her from
He's
the
on
start.
you.
I'm not sure what you mean, Vigilante.
Kaelin.
Kaylin?
My name is Kaelin.
Yes,
Not going to be confusing at all.
sir.
It's fine. I'll take you to see your necromancer friend. I appreciate your assistance.
Yes,
You didn't
sir.
kill him after all. He puts the cloth back over.
We're only trying to find the killers.
And that's why I haven't taken you into custody.
Much appreciated, sir.
This way. He shows you out of the room.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
so the rest of you. You park the carriage
Yeah.
and have your little huddle. When you open the carriage door, there are several Eye of Justice Knights waiting for you, as well as Levia. And she says, well, fancy seeing you again so soon.
We changed our minds.
You mean to sign the papers?
Well, nobody actually offered us papers, to be clear. We came because Caliph came, and we need to collect her.
You mean your winged friend?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm told that she's gone missing.
What?
Wait, what? Did she fly out the window by chance, and did you see it?
Alas,
we've
I
all
did
got a
not
bet.
see it.
But she
But-
totally did.
She's nowhere to be found in the castle.
So
Do you have anything that you might suggest about this?
I think maybe you should look a little harder is my first guess, but I don't know what else in your castle.
Maybe I should detain you until we find her.
No, you should not.
And who exactly are you?
Lord Gold would be very put out if we were to happen to be detained.
You speak for Lilton, then.
I don't speak for him, but I know his mind enough to know that he would not be pleased.
Make a persuasion check. Maybe it's a little harder to
His
persuade
mind ain't
than-
all she knows.
20.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Nice.
Very charismatic.
Yeah.
I got a lot of charisma.
Very well. I won't take you into custody. You haven't done anything after all.
That is correct.
Other than startled my guards. What is this? She picks up this muddy piece of Stong's music.
That is art. I'll have you know. People pay for that.
Whoa! You owe me 5 gold pieces.
Hold on to it.
5
It'll
gold
be
pieces.
famous
5
someday.
gold pieces, that's
For
the going
this.
rate.
Aye.
But
All
it
right,
was a
pay
gift.
the man.
Oh, yes, it was definitely.
That's right. I'm gonna write that down in my
Sold
character
it.
sheet.
The one of the knights looks at her like, what the? and then hands you a small pouch. Well, actually counts some coins out of the pouch and then hands you the pouch. Well, he thrusts it into your chest.
Oh.
Into Mirabelle?
Yeah, Mirabelle takes it.
No, Mirabelle's on Tsetseliya.
Oh.
I didn't take
Oh.
Mirabelle back.
Okay, so you're wearing the.
Like, you give me one of those. That's
Maybe
my
be
favorite.
your-
You're wearing the Westgate Bjorn.
Yeah, one of
I
those
think
coins
I'm
is
just
hers.
carrying. I'm like, I'm fine. I'll just carry her. I have no idea how heavy this child is going to get. I have not had Mirabelle, not held Mirabelle for a very long time.
That's the secret to Stong's training regimen. Mirabelle's actually like 100 pounds, so he just like lifts her every morning. No.
The knights are
Didn't have to
staring.
be that
The knights
long.
are staring at Mirabelle, and Levia looks at Mirabelle somewhat distastefully, and then
Whoa.
says, "Is that a 4-year-old child?"
No, wait, it's a 3-year-old child. Wait, how old is Mirabelle?
3.
3. She's a 3-year-old child. Rude.
Very well.
Say, hey,
you like-
Wolf.
Would you like tea? I can offer you tea.
Yeah, whoa.
Yes.
What's happening?
Yeah, I disliked her at first, but now, tea? She's
This-
being real hospitable.
This way, my lady, and your attendants.
Mummy, will they have milk there?
No. I think they've seen him, but now you're.
Ask her.
It's still happening.
And Rogar's tagging along on all of this?
Okay, Rogar, yeah, you're tagging along because there's a group. She assumes that they are Lady Darden's or whoever you are who's working for Lilton, that they are your escort.
All right.
So you're in the castle, and Kalen is still looking at the body, and he's kind of left you to your own devices. What do you want to do? Oh, he was
Go
gonna
find,
tell you where to find Aiden.
Right.
So he says in the chamber next to this one. It shouldn't be locked,
Just
not from the outside.
just a quick question.
Yes.
Would you object to us asking Rheteghast a few questions to find his killer?
So he doesn't say anything, but he slowly turns his head quietly halfway toward you.
I'll show myself out and not come back.
And then he looks away again. Okay. So you find the chamber next door.
Are there bars that I can peer through?
There is a barred window, and it appears to have like one of those slots that you slide to the side. Okay. It looks much like the room that you just left, except spare. It doesn't have any implements or anything in it. But you see Aiden in there, sitting and looking out the window opposite the door.
She still looks like the guard, right?
Correct.
All right, she's gonna bust the door open and say, "Come with me."
All right.
Mean.
So you unbolt the door and you bust it open with your what strength?
With my 9
With
strength.
your 9 strength. So you kick the door and it opens. and say in your best gruff knight voice, "Come with me."
Scum.
Oh, wow.
If you want to live.
And at that moment, a skeleton appears out from beside the door and swipes at you.
I didn't mean the
Aiden.
scum part.
Aiden
Oh.
just assaults everybody with
Okay.
that dead, huh?
It actually does scratch you for 4 points of damage. Kaleth has taken the most damage so far.
Kind of talk to your boyfriend, man.
Man, what a jerk.
It was just a joke.
And Aiden bolts up and he's like, "Now's my chance."
Do,
And he
do, do,
comes-
do. It was
he
a
comes
joke. It
running
was a
toward the
joke.
door.
Drop the disguise.
What?
It was
And
a
the
joke.
skeleton's like, "Rrr," and Aiden's like, "Ha!" And he puts out his hand, and the skeleton just falls apart on top of you. And he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Then he says, "Aren't you short for a stormtrooper?"
I did think you were a little short for a Justice Knight. That's true."
That was
Are
probably.
you all right? He
I'm-
touches your face where the skeleton scratched you.
Are his hands cold?
Yes, as the grave.
Romantic.
Ooh la la. Climb into bed with
It
that.
actually, it feels kind of nice compared to the hot wound of being slashed by the skeleton.
All right. Well, I guess she's going to lean into it a little then, and just like it's fine. It was probably
Oh my
just
god. I
poor
wish I was there to
timing.
serenade you guys.
He
Poor
says,
timing on my
"No,
part,
no, no,
yes."
it's not okay. Here, and he puts your hand against his chest. He has his coat open a little bit, and he says, "Do your magic.
What?
Oh,
Take some of my life force. Come on."
dang.
What does that mean? What is
He's
that
giving you
invitation?
the do vampiric touch on me symbol.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable doing this on
Do your
something that looks like
It's
me.
okay, I'm into it.
I don't look like you. I look like a human. You look like an elf. It's totally different.
I don't think I'm ready for this
Oh,
yet.
This relationship
blushes.
is going too fast.
He blushes and he moves away. And he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to like make you do something you're not comfortable with. I'm sure there'll be a healing potion. Maybe I can steal someone's life essence. Hey," he reaches for your hand like he was going to grab your hand, but then he hesitates.
Good choice.
And he says, "Okay, this way."
Someone's in the doghouse.
Did you kill anyone on the way here?
No,
Dang, that could have been useful.
I think we should try. I saw the rest of my friends in a carriage following us. We should see if they're around.
The door next to this room opens, and Kaylin comes out in the hallway,
Ooh.
and he sees you standing there with Aiden. And Aiden says, "Oh, that's not good."
No, he's not really a friend, but
He
he's not.
starts walking toward you in a threatening manner.
Is something wrong?
Aiden says, "Yeah, let's go."
Oh no, she's asking Kaylin. It's like, is something wrong, sir?
Disguise on anymore.
Well, yeah, but no, Kaylin already knew.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
fair.
So you're visible now. Your wings are filling the hallway.
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
9.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Do I have to see somebody to inspire them, or could they just like hear my song?
They've got it stuck
They
in their
do.
head.
They do have to hear your song.
Could I have just coincidentally been singing? Is this allowed to help my friend?
He hasn't stopped since he got out of the carriage.
Open the rulebook.
That's a very, very specific question. Well, okay. Well, Kaylin starts walking toward you threateningly. Aiden touches your arm and says, "We need to go. He's one of the vigilant eyes. He's going to hurt us."
But we're not going. We weren't
Kaylin
going
gives you
to-
a nod, like you should run,
Okay. All right.
and then you start running. Okay. So
Oh, it's okay. The
you
moment.
can use a bonus action other
Idle
than yourself. Who
Champions is
can
an
hear
incredible
you?
game.
Yes.
Oh, so
They have to be within 60 feet and can hear you. They don't have
okay.
to see
Oh,
you.
60 feet. Okay.
So yeah, you did hear Stong singing the Jiggle Jiggle Bounce song
It's his single.
through the barred window of Aiden's cell. So if you want to give her your inspiration, you can.
1d8.
Okay.
Awesome.
So the rest of you, Levia is seeing you into the sitting room when you hear alarms start sounding, like horns start sounding. And she immediately tenses.
Caliph is just gonna put on the disguise again, real quickly. Burning of all her spell slots today.
Aiden's like, that's a real good idea. I do my trick too, but we don't have my bag. They confiscated my backpack. I have so many corpses in there.
Where is it? Where's your backpack?
It's probably, I don't know, that Levia woman probably has it down in the sitting room. You see that there's Aiden's kind of scarred backpack and a wand on a table.
Ooh, really?
Oh my goodness.
Daniel?
Yes. And Levia tenses when she hears the horns, and she says to the guards, "Stay with them. I'll go check it out. Don't let them leave." And then she heads out of the room.
Did you say wand?
I did say wand.
What wand? There's no wand.
Make a sleight of hand check. Make a sleight of hand check.
Invisible sleight of hand with misdirection. He's going to say to the guards, standing to the guards, backpack behind them.
Look, what's over there?
He's going to say,
It works so well.
"Is she always like that?" Oh, sorry, he's a little kid. Is she always so mean?
Oh my God, Steven, I hope that disguise gets stuck and you just get, like, permanently.
Oh,
I hope it does not.
No, it's so creepy. Did she Levia you?
21.
21. All right. Yeah, you pick up the wand with your mage hand.
Sucked all your life away.
Well, technically, your mage hand can't pick up magic items.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wait!
but you know what? You managed to get away with the wand. It's fine because you're close enough to it.
What if I put a glove on my mage hand?
Why?
Rules lawyering at its best. Okay. Anyway,
Okay.
all right. The guards are like, yeah, she's always like that, very strict. Levia, yeah, you don't want to get on her bad side, kid.
Is there a good side? Is there a good side?
That's really funny.
I feel like these alarms are probably Caliph related.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we need to get out of here. Maybe Nathaniel has a stomach ache.
I want my milk. My stomach's growling.
No, like you're gonna throw up, and we need to get you out of this room.
So you see,
Wow.
you see fog start drifting down the stairs where Levia just ran.
This place is creepy.
I share a quick look with Mirabelle and I say,
like a fog
I'm really
cloud spell.
glad you're not like that.
I'm just gonna cast a quick bless on. Oh no, never mind.
Okay. It's a very
I try.
dank greenish fog,
That's
and
not good.
you immediately smell something really bad in that fog.
Bad
We're
like
gonna
rotten.
go.
Bad like beyond rotten bad.
Worse than Mirabelle's diapers.
I was about to sniff
You
that
hear
diaper.
you hear people coughing and retching
Okay.
up above you.
Yeah,
Dan.
we should go.
Backpack, go.
Okay, you grab the backpack and then you all take off. The knights are like, "Hey, stop right there!"
No, he's gonna throw up everywhere. It's disgusting. It's all milk.
You really?
Oh,
You really want us to stay while
prestidigitate.
that's going on?
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
I rolled the same thing twice, but it's a 12.
They are not taken in, and they pull out their weapons.
Oh no.
What are we doing wrong?
They're not. They're
We're trying to leave.
Yeah, you're trying to talk your way out of this situation.
But we're not captive.
She
are.
did say to not let you leave.
I mean,
There's
can't we
scary fog, Mummy.
do
We
this
must
outside
run.
Where it doesn't smell like dead things in a diaper?
The stinking cloud keeps coming down the stairs.
You don't want to be in here. We don't want to be in here.
Why
All
don't
right,
I cast
they're
calm
gonna attack
emotions.
you unless you have a spell that you want to use.
I cast calm emotions on them.
Okay, what's the saving throw? Do you see?
So, uh-oh. You need to calm down. And then,
It's 15, right?
yes, DC 15.
All right.
That's a charisma savings.
Oh, it's a charisma saving throw.
Indeed.
Okay.
Are these handsome
One of
guards?
them made
Hopefully
it,
not.
one of them
Hopefully
did
these are
not.
butt ugly guards.
Now, they have very low charisma scores, like
Yes!
like 12 or 13. Low above average.
Decent.
Anyway, one of them goes, "Oh, yeah, you're right. We should probably leave. This is going to smell really bad." The other one looks over you like, "What? What are you talking about?" And he looks at the rest of you. "Hey, what did you do to my friend?"
We talked to him and made sense.
So Artemisia is gonna like try to get to the front of everybody. So you can continue to guard us outside. So we won't leave the courtyard. We'll simply leave this room, and then you can tell your boss that you did not let us leave the Hall of Justice.
You're trying to use magic to trick me.
No,
I'm not going to fall for it.
I'm just using sense.
Okay, roll initiative.
Can I just drop a sleep bomb on
I
it?
didn't want
You
us to
could
become
have, but
criminals.
you didn't, did you? Okay. Anyone who got above a 12, you go first.
20,
We just-
right over here.
Just
Okay.
to throw it out there, would this be a good time to take a break before we get into the...
I'm trying to get you out of the building.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. Stung, go first. What do you do?
Knock it out.
How far away are they from us? And are they between us and the door?
Yeah, they are standing between you and the door. One of them is pretty calm and chilled out, and the other is very agitated. Like
dude
pulling his
abides.
sword out.
And how far away is he from me?
He's within 10 feet of you.
Okay. Well, the cloud is coming. I don't really want him to attack us. I don't want to really attack him, so I guess I'm going to, I say I hate grapple every episode, and I just do it. I just do it every episode. So I'm going to run up to him and try to restrain him.
Okay, make a roll.
Okay. That is going to be, so it's a 15, and then I add my strength modifier.
Yeah, it's a strength attack.
Okay, so 20.
Okay, you grabbed him, and he is surprisingly light.
It's just I just hug him and I say, "Shh, little friend, it's okay. We don't want to hurt you, and we don't want to break the law."
He starts struggling vainly against your massive strength advantage. And then I guess you all just run out of the room.
Yes.
Okay,
I
you
carry him. I
with you.
follow with him.
Not like a hostage
Mirabelle's
or anything.
like on his face.
Not a hostage.
No, I've got Maribel stuff.
No, that's right.
I whisper
Mirabelle's
to him.
reaching for him
She's
as you go
getting
running.
very heavy.
Well, don't give her to me.
Okay, you run out into the snowy street, into the courtyard again. There are knights coming out of all the buildings, looking around, panicked and confused, and you see these green vapors coming out of the windows. And above you, you see a broken window. And below that broken window, you see Calith. Well, you don't look like Calith, right?
Right.
Okay, you see one of the Justice Knights and Aiden running off through the snow.
Did she fly down?
You arrived just too late to see how that happened. And now that you have escaped the castle, the Hall of Justice, we're going to take a little break. And when we come back, we'll see what happens next now that you've stirred up this hornet's nest. And during the break, I'm going to try a thing where I answer some questions that the chat might have identified. And so in about 5 minutes, we're going to come back, and it's going to be me, and then that'll go for about 5 minutes, and then everyone else will show up.
Great.
So stick around and get your questions answered, and if I run out of questions to answer, I will start talking about realm stuff. So see you soon. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our brief moment where you can ask me your questions, and I will tell you about Westgate stuff and just talk about stuff in general while we wait for the crew to eat cookies and prepare for the next harrowing part of tonight's adventure. Before I get to your questions, because I know there are a couple that came out from the chat, I wanted to take a moment to say that there has been a shooting here in Seattle, and several people are injured. At least one person is dead, so I just wanted to acknowledge that event and just share a moment for the people affected and their families. While we're all playing D&D and having a good time, harrowing things are happening in our world, and we shouldn't lose sight of that. So just take a moment. Okay, thank you. So let me answer some of these questions. One of our wonderful mods has been fielding me some questions, so if I look down at my phone, it's because she keeps messaging me. Shout out to Shae in the chat. Question from Old Man Gamer J. I have only one question. Will there be merchandise? Well, we've actually discussed putting together merchandise. I think Jiggle Jiggle Bounce is a pretty good catchphrase for a piece of merchandise. We're in a particular position where we can't merchandise Forgotten Realms specific stuff because, you know, it's not our IP. We're just guests in this IP that's owned by Wizards. But Dungeon Scrawlers merch is certainly a possibility, and we will be exploring that as time goes on. The more people who are interested in our stream who keep asking for it, the more likely it is to happen. So if that's something that interests you, let us know. Next question. from Zandalar. How is Shadowbane still alive? I mean, which time are we talking about? Like, Shadowbane has been in some harrowing, life-threatening shit before. But he has never been killed, and so he is still alive because he's basically survived everything I've thrown at him. 3 novels, a bunch of short stories, several campaigns that I ran, and now all of this. Although one of his best friends and his most recent pupil, Rheteghast, has been killed, and so we'll see how that affects him. Question from Seldarine801. Did it hurt to kill Rhett? Murder your darlings, ladies and gentlemen. One part of being an effective DM or an effective writer of fiction in general is that you have to be prepared to kill the things that you create, even if you love them. And I do dearly love Rhett, and I think Rogar dearly loved Rhett. And I like the emotion that we get out of them having that connection and then it being broken and having Rhett disappear. And I think that it has done good things for the story and will continue to do good things for the story. So if the question is, did it hurt? Yes. Was it worth the pain? I think so. All right, next question. From Valen Freynor. Sorry if I mispronounce. Realms question. Are any of the PCs involved with any factions? Oh, that's a really good question. I don't think any of them are openly involved with any Forgotten Realms factions at the moment. There have been overtures made to several members of the party. In the past, Rogar had a run-in with Levia, which you're seeing a little bit of that in the action tonight. And that could be Rogar joining the Eye of Justice eventually, but that hasn't happened yet. There's some suggestion that Tsetseliya has some connection to the Harpers. We'll see how that manifests, if it manifests. And more of that will be showing up as time goes on. I did make a joke last week about the Zentarum, and there is Zentarum action going on behind the scenes in the adventure, and they might be relevant to the city. And of course, the Night Masks are there. And they have been preying on people in the background and might be involved in this investigation. Who knows? All right. Any chance the characters are going to join the Idle Champions? What a great question. There's always a chance. Start your petition. Tweet to the Idle Champions folks. Tell them that you love the stream. Thank them for sponsoring us. We thank them for sponsoring us, but hearing from you would be even better. They love Aaron a lot. And Tsetseliya is available in Idle Champions. There are other Forgotten Realms characters in Idle Champions. Or, sorry, Farida is. I keep mixing up Farida and Tsetseliya. I don't know why. That doesn't make any sense to me. Only one of them is a warlock. So you can find Farida in Idle Champions. She's great. There are a bunch of other awesome characters in Idle Champions. And who knows? You know, they might base characters on us. Maybe Stong will have a jiggle bounce aspect to his character. That's entirely possible. Okay, let's see. Don't know if it's been mentioned and I missed it, but what is the current year DR for this campaign? 1492 is the year that this campaign takes place. It is, for those of you who have read my book set in Westgate, Shadowbane, Eye of Justice, it is 12 years after the events of that book. Or is it 11? Anyway, it took place in either 1480 or 1481, that book did. This is about 10 or 12 years later. And I think that's all the questions. So thank you for watching. We're going to come back with a second part of our campaign session tonight, which is called Vendetta. And I think you'll understand why. So, we all back? We all good? Ready to go?
Oh, yeah.
Excellent. So, now that you have fled fled the Hall of Justice, I'm going to assume that you regroup somewhere.
The Legion of Doom, obviously.
Just to like
Sorry.
reorient ourselves, we're all outside in the courtyard.
Yes.
Of this.
Let's do a brief recap and reorient. So, there was a murder. You all assembled at the fest hall where the murder took place. Before you could do much investigation, Levia Shadewalker, a watcher in the Eye of Justice, burst in, seized the body, also took Caliph, who insisted on remaining there to investigate, and went back to the Hall of Justice. The rest of the group piled back into Lilton's carriage, which he loaned to Artemisia. I'm sure that is not going to come back to bite him in any way. And followed. There were some misunderstandings in the Eye of Justice in the hall. Caliph met a stern and somewhat intimidating man named Kalen, who told her a story about Rheteghast. And then she found Aiden, they escaped, and the rest of the party also escaped in the confusion. And now they are outside the hall, outside the walls, so out in the snowy streets in Westgate. And we're going to stipulate that some time passes and you eventually all regroup somewhere that is known to all of you. We'll say you regroup at Big Edna's.
What time?
It is low sun, which is the term I'm using for afternoon.
Back to Sturge.
Thank God for that.
Aw, I'm disappointed.
It was endearing in its own way.
no.
No? No?
No. It was kind of funny.
It
Okay,
was
so
creepy.
we've lost Caliph. Aiden's on the loose, but we at least have his bag of people things.
People parts.
I'm not opening it. I'm not opening it and checking.
Oh,
Caleb,
actually,
did you rejoin the group?
Assuming yes.
Okay.
Probably still wearing the disguise, just out of caution.
So Aiden and a Justice Knight show up.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
And
whoa.
Aiden says, no, it's Caliph.
Hi, guys.
We're just doing a thing.
Okay, no.
what's the best friend password?
Mirabelle's really cute, you know.
Okay, it's really Caliph.
Right? What?
Did you find anything out?
Hey, did you
I
see
actually
your
couldn't think of
Rheteghast?
it. Probably not that much. There were misunderstandings, but
Aiden says, yes, there were definitely misunderstandings. That thing with the skeleton was definitely a misunderstanding.
very much a misunderstanding.
Okay.
I am buying you all lunch, by the way, because there was a misunderstanding.
I don't understand it either. Maybe it's his
Will you tell him to go
human
home?
custom. I don't,
Or do we need
no.
him?
We might need him.
Edna! He runs over to the counter.
People keep showing up dead.
Okay, so I missed some things, but you met a guy, and then he turned up dead with the thing, and also with some stab stuff, and you went after to examine the body, and instead played skeletons with Aiden. Cool, so we're back where we started.
Bones with the aid.
I also ran into a really kind of scary guy named Kalen.
Any relation?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he was human.
You guys didn't like bond over that or anything?
So Aiden comes back, and with him is a huge dwarf man, just like a big, stout dwarf. And he says, this is Edna. Can you tell Edna what you want? I'm not sure what people like to eat.
Oh, are we at Big Agnes now?
Yes.
Are you
Right.
okay?
Rogar's real sad. He didn't even notice.
Yeah.
No, Tsetseliya has definitely noticed that Rogar is off here, but she does not understand reasons.
Yeah. Right. I'm sure. Of course I'm okay. This is just hangover. That's just the hangover. Rough night. For everybody, right? Everybody.
All of us.
And,
Rough night for the arena.
Stallone crosses his arms like across his chest, and he's skeptical. He says, "I've seen you drink more than that before. Can't just be a hangover."
What did I say when I was drinking?
Well, you talked a lot about that guy we just met yesterday. You really admired his shiny white armor.
Yeah, his armor. His armor was wonderful.
So the
was
wolf
great.
ambles over
And,
to Rogar and like leans up against his leg.
Oh, thank you. Jiggle Bounce, was that its name?
Mirabelle says, "Jiggle wolf,
Jiggle Wolf.
No, it's just
Jiggle
wolf,
wolf.
Mirabelle. It's just wolf. It's fine.
jiggle wolf."
Jigglypup.
I
Mirabelle looks over at Rogar. Jiggle wolf.
I thought I heard her calling it that in the carriage. Maybe you and I can talk another time, Stong. It would be good to have someone to talk to, since I can't really talk to the temple anymore. But I don't feel this is not the time to share these.
Okay. Tsetseliya is very like, something is up. Something is very up. But also, clearly Rogar is very hungover.
And
So
he's-
I think what he needs is like cheesy scrambled eggs. Can you make dwarven cheesy scrambled eggs?
Fortunately, platters of cheesy dwarven scrambled eggs and stuff, and potatoes, lots of potatoes,
Taters,
because
aye.
potatoes exist in the pseudo medieval world. Show up and are
Very
put all over the
convenient.
table. Fun
That
fact:
does it.
potatoes are not native to Europe. They wouldn't have been in your medieval.
There's no Europe in
fantasy-
Faerun. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. All right.
And
There's
yeah,
lots of food and lots of ale.
Rogar's blushing like red, like he's really embarrassed right now. And it's just-
Rogar is you find
Filing
yourself
that away
real
for
hungry.
later.
Yeah, I'm just.
Okay, so we have another victim to add to our tally here, and he got stabbed.
Yeah.
You thought that maybe he found the murderer. Do you think he found the murderer murdering someone else?
Aiden says there was clearly some kind of fight
On the roof.
on a roof.
And then he
It's a shame we don't still have the body, though.
What we could do is go back to the Crimson Kiss and try and look around the area.
Didn't you tell me that you didn't think he was killed there?
killed on the roof.
That's right.
So go to the roof.
Let's
of
do
the
it.
Crimson Kiss.
We could.
Eat your eggs. We gotta climb a lot of stairs.
Aye.
I mean, we should also see if there were any witnesses, because a lot of people, I assume, are at the Crimson Kiss, and something like that, can't possibly be the quietest thing in the world.
I was myself on the roof of the Crimson Kiss, as I often am. No, sorry.
Crimson Kiss?
Have we rolled Sturge out? Just saying, he was at one place, he's at
People
another
don't.
place.
What I'm trying to say, Stong, is people don't habitually walk about on the roofs except for that one gray-eyed fellow that we saw the other night, and apparently the kissing bandit.
Kiss of death killer.
Yes,
Aiden
thank you.
says, hopefully.
Thank you.
So
Thank you, Aiden.
do we
Thanks,
think
Aiden.
that fog was related? 'Cause
what was that?
was
Oh, that
weird.
was a stinking cloud that I cast.
Got
Aiden
it.
says.
Oh.
I
Why
needed
didn't
to
you
cover
say that
our-
before?
I didn't think it was relevant. Stinking cloud is a very efficient spell. Zombies and skeletons don't breathe.
Eat your eggs, Aiden. Okay,
Look, it was just misunderstandings, that's all.
that's
Oh, these taste too alive. He eats some of the potatoes.
in this guy.
Aiden,
How much is he actually eating?
Not very much.
Yeah.
He seems
Figured.
uneasy.
I think this is yours, this backpack.
Why are you
My
giving him that?
backpack.
Yeah.
He hugs it
Wait,
to his chest.
as you hand it to him, I want to intercept it.
What?
Ah, my backpack.
As Stong intercepts it, I intercept it from Stong.
With
Tug of
your
war!
9
Tug of
strength.
war!
Yeah, with I know.
Okay, you
Alright,
are
let's do it.
holding on to it. And Stong, you have the backpack.
I want to open the opening,
Don't
hold my
do
breath, and then
it.
stick my head in and look.
Oh, okay.
Not my whole head, just enough to look
Something's
inside.
gonna grab your face.
Have you ever
Feed some
looked
eggs to
at a
Mirabelle.
mass grave?
Um,
Like really stuck your face in a mass grave?
I mean, not in real life, but
Not
I'll
recently.
go with it. Sure. All right. Describe it further for me, please.
I'm not saying it's like that. I'm just asking.
Oh,
out
just
here.
randomly.
No, it's definitely like that. The bag, the interdimensional space, extra-dimensional space is full of dead bodies.
Like sardines.
Well, one of them immediately starts moving and reaches for your face.
Oh man.
Throw it in the fire.
The extra dimensional space you think is maybe like, let me look it up. Because it is a specific thing. But this body starts reaching for your face.
I pull my face back. I realize I should have like tried to cast some sort of like commune with the dead spell before. Because really, I want to know if they're like, consenting. Like if they wanted to give him their
Consensual
body to become zombies or not.
Consenting corpses.
Yeah, Stal's trying to figure out, how he really feels about Aiden, I guess.
Fair.
I mean,
Look, just because someone has a bag of bodies doesn't mean they're evil.
Yeah, I mean, did those people donate their bodies to him? to
Exactly,
become
right?
zombies?
oh, okay.
No,
but
I purchased those.
Oh.
At least he didn't kill them himself. That's what you can take away from this.
If you're worried that they're cadavers that were donated for magical study, they're not. That would be unethical.
I'm certain that's what he was worried about. Excellent.
All right, I close the bag and I put it into Calith's arms.
Thank you. He puts his bag back on. He looks happier about it.
Okay.
Does reanimation in any way reconnect the spirit of the being back to its body, or is it purely what is animating?
Well, the more powerful necromancy does that, yeah. But not the sort that I use. I think that would be barbaric.
All right.
People who
Go find a
perish
guy.
have moved on to their great reward. Why would I want to entrap them in a rotting corpse? That's a real interesting. You gave me a really interesting idea, actually.
No.
Okay.
I'm trying to give you
I'm just
ideas.
kidding. I'm just
Can
kidding.
we
I wouldn't do that.
go back to the matter
do
at
that to
hand
me.
where we have to solve these murders? And maybe we need to go on the roof? You think that the marks came from the roof?
That's what it looked like, right?
Yep. So the door to the eatery opens, and Shae Darksong appears.
What do we have
Sorry,
to do
Shae.
She
now?
looks around a little worried.
Describe
Mostly
Shae
just
Darksong.
there's so much to
Shae
do.
Darksong is a gray-skinned, white gray-haired elf woman with red eyes, dresses in black, has a scarf over her face. She sees you and comes right over to you, and she says, "Oh, hello. Are you making progress in the investigation?"
We're really trying to. Do you want some cheesy eggs?
Yes. She starts eating some of those.
Cool, we're gonna go climb a roof
These
building.
are so good. Oh, you have no idea.
We're gonna go climb a building while you finish your brunch.
Oh, okay. I just came to invite you to the welcome home revel that Lady Ilira is having this evening.
Oh,
We have an appointment at midnight, I believe.
we do?
Yes.
Oh well, it starts before midnight. Oh man, just like stuffs an entire potato in her mouth. Oh,
Did she not feed you?
Usually we're doing more interesting things than eating. She does not seem at all ashamed to say that.
Okay. Check the roof. Go to this party.
Yes.
Appointment? Were you gonna tell anybody else?
Well, everyone else knows. I haven't had a moment to speak with you two.
No, sorry, you had a lot of moments. Instead, you just pretended to be a little half-elf child that needed milk right now.
Shae, speaking through a mouthful of potato, what's the sort of appointment that you have?
Well, who has the list of names? One of them is an heir to the House of Vamos.
Oh, Van Vamos.
Yes, and we have a way in to the crypt this evening, midnight, to inspect that body for possible clues and also good fun in the Vamos basement.
Oh, you should have mentioned that's where the revel is being held.
At the Vamos house?
What?
Well, yes, Lady Irena Vamos has been very welcoming to Lady Ilira and is holding the revel at her manor.
Isn't that convenient?
Your boyfriend's
I
friends are real
suppose
weird.
if you were going to see the
Right.
Vamos or something. I thought you didn't like the Vamos.
No. We need evidence from this one murder.
Well, this might be a good opportunity to get it.
So,
Are you going to eat those? She points to the plate in front of Rogar.
No,
Yes,
I
he
don't
is.
have much.
Put that in your mouth.
Aw.
Shae, stop stealing his food.
Auntie Tsetseliya's got your back.
You don't have Aiden's.
Aiden's like, yeah, you can have mine. And Shae's like, no, it's okay.
Don't eat that shit.
Anyway, I just wanted to tell you about the revel, and she takes one. I'm just gonna leave.
Do we need a invitation?
Oh no, I know you.
N-
I'll
are
be
you-
there.
Okay.
Most people won't see me, but I'll make sure that you see me.
Are you watching the door for them?
Yes.
Excellent.
Well, it depends who you mean by them, but yes.
What time do you suppose this will end tonight?
Oh, well into the morning.
So we don't need my contact at midnight then. We'll be there already.
Unless you want to sneak in a secretive way.
We don't. Let's not do that.
Well, it depends on what. The crypt is in the middle of the courtyard. Where's the party?
Oh. Yeah, in the middle of the courtyard.
Well,
Well, you
we'll
have
have something
dresses,
fun.
right?
We'll get there. We'll reconnoiter, and then some of us can cause a diversion, I suppose, and others can go into the crypt.
I volunteer for team diversion!
Yes! It's time for a concert of epic proportions.
Oh my god.
All right, so Shae takes her leave. Aiden says, you're going to House Vamos, huh?
Yep.
You're not invited.
Apparently.
Oh, that's okay.
He's not
I
invited?
didn't.
No, he's not invited.
Oh,
Do we get plus ones?
okay.
He might be
Then Wilson
useful.
isn't invited either, you know?
No, he is not invited.
Aiden looks a little relieved, actually.
He probably is going on his own. He may even have somebody else on his arm. I mean, it's not. We're not exclusive.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna head up to the roof.
You're going to go inspect the roof?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Is
Wait,
Aiden
wait.
coming with us, or are we parting ways here?
you've basically dismissed him.
Like a servant?
Well, he feels bad because, he had the skeleton attack you and, it just didn't go very well.
Yeah.
Well, before we leave, I'm going to let go of the guard that I've been hugging this whole time. And,
I'm very grateful.
yeah, and I say, yeah, I give him 4 gold, that I got for selling my song, and I say, treat yourself to something nice.
He kind of staggers away woozily. He says,
I'm sorry.
I'll call on you later.
Yeah, come to
Then
my
he leaves.
concert, buy my music.
Both arms, both legs
He's
fall
come
straight.
around
He's
to like and
staggering
stomp.
away. He's like, jiggle, jiggle. bounce,
Yeah, we
bounce.
become good friends in the meantime.
That's how they like to do the. And then he staggers out into the snow.
All right, as we're leaving, I'm gonna pull Caliph aside, but after Artemisia has gone, and I'm gonna say, I need your help with something, but you can't tell anybody.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'm gonna pull up my sleeve, and on my arm, there is a handprint, a 6-fingered handprint, and it looks like a burn, but it's kind of shimmery gold.
Is that new?
No, I always had this. You've seen this.
I have?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway, this stupid thing, and I was asking Ilira about it, and that was when we had our big fight right before I went away for a little while for a job. Anyway, she has a similar one. She told me the other day when she pulled us all aside, she told me that Lilton did this. I got it because I got a little too close to a portal in the abyss, and this thing reached out and grabbed me. Now, here's the problem. I asked Artemisia, Lilton does not have 6 fingers. So what I need is someone who can help me research. Yeah, as you really patronizingly showed me all his fingers. He's like that. I need someone who can help me research this stuff because I don't know anything about demons. Can you hide a 6th finger? Or maybe he's controlling something that has 6 fingers. But I think it's bad news. And at the same time, I don't know that Ilira isn't messing with me. So you're not telling Artemisia until I have proof. Can you please help me get proof?
Yeah, I can help you. I know several places with extensive collections on demonic lore that I'm not allowed into.
I was gonna say, are you allowed to? Well, you did this thing with the soldier face. Can we just soldier face you up?
Yeah. Actually, this is perfect. They don't expect me to be going into a library with anyone.
Oh,
You'll be part of my disguise
perfect. Okay, we will figure this out after we go find this murderer.
after the murder.
Okay, cool. We catch up with everybody else. Did nothing happen?
All right, so
If they're all going up to the roof, I was gonna hold on to Stong and kind of like, hopefully they would just go on and not notice that we're hanging back.
Okay.
Big
All
Edness.
having private heart attacks.
Everybody's hanging back
Everyone's
except
doing
Artemisia.
intrigue.
She's just like,
Okay. So, as the night deepens, the snow stops and it kind of clears up, actually. And so the roof has a moderate amount of snow on it. Sturge, you're up there on the roof. Who else wants to investigate the roof specifically? Okay, you 3 are up on the roof, including Sturge.
And the wolf.
Of course.
And
the wolf
is
on the
there.
roof? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like a cow. You get a cow up a flight of stairs.
Go ahead
The
and
wolf
roll
will
an
come out
investigation check. As a group, I want all of you to roll an investigation check. Tell me
Wait,
what
are you
get.
still the smartest member of our group? Because I want to enhance your intelligence again. Yes, I put my hands on your head and it tingles again.
Okay, Fox is cunning again.
Fox is cunning.
I had 21.
Okay.
I'm gonna add the. Do I still have the bardic inspiration dice?
Sure, you haven't used it.
Yeah, last 10 minutes.
Wow.
18.
Okay.
Sturge is so cold he can't concentrate. He got a 10.
Yeah. Okay. Sturge doesn't find anything.
Trying
in
to keep
particular.
his nose
Except that
warm.
fresh snow
Freeze.
probably would have covered up tracks. But working together as a group, you find that there are some blood stains on the edge of the roof, like the body was probably resting there for a while, maybe. But there's no sign of a battle or struggle up here.
No second body.
No second body.
Dang it.
No.
I mean, I'm glad
no
nobody else died.
sword cuts or burn damage to anything else up here.
No dead murder of this.
So
with
it
a note
looks
that
like
says,
definitely
I'm sorry I did
yes. Whoever killed Rhett killed him somewhere else and then brought him here and then pushed his body over the edge to fall onto the balcony. That's what you determined.
After resting it there for a while.
Well, he set it there, and then it must have been there for a little bit of time at least, because the blood stain has dripped down onto the wall and the roof. There's a little like carnation there.
Okay, so looking around, like, I don't know, actually. Answer this wizardy one. Could he have just made that body appear here, or did it have to have come from another nearby roof? Can we trace a path here?
Yeah. Is there a way to see like where the body came from?
It seems like he carried it from somewhere, but you're not sure where. He, she, they, the assailant.
So all the roofs are equally accessible.
Yeah. And none of them are particularly accessible. Like, it's a long jump.
This investigation just sucks.
Okay, Rogar and Stong. So, Rogar, you pulled Stong aside. What did you want to mention to him?
Oh, I needed to talk to somebody. I think Rheteghast might have died because of me.
What makes you say that?
Well,
Mirabelle reaches out and starts playing with Rogar's beard.
well, it's hard to explain, but my temple, you have to understand the Rift Dwarves, we were nearly wiped out in the Great Collapse. And since then, the Church of Shae and Shadowbane, it's a church of life, and they've very much focused on rebuilding the Dwarven race. And I was raised as an acolyte in the temple, and they very much encouraged us to push a certain sort of love as is paramount. And you may understand a bit, being an orc. I know your people were brought here and had to sort of establish yourself in this world. As the dwarves were so few in number, it was very important for them that we increase that number as quickly as possible. And dwarves do not increase rapidly. Our population is dangerously low. So I was encouraged to sort of very much promote a certain kind of relationship as proper for dwarves. and we're a very traditional and proper society. And I have tried everything I can to live up to that. And I fear that I might have brought sort of the disfavor of the gods down. I don't want to talk about why, but I fear that Rheteghast may have been targeted, or fate may have chosen him as the next victim because of me.
Stong is gonna put a big hand on Rogar's shoulder and, you know, sort of give him a little squeeze, and he's going to say, "Is your goddess so powerful that she can influence the very fates of individuals? I suspect that you're being hard on yourself. I mean, this is a terrible tragedy and a coincidence, but don't take any of this blame on yourself. If you two were attracted to each other, and you feel like this attraction alone is what got him the disfavor of your goddess, there wasn't even, like, did you two hold hands? Did you two get to 2nd Street, 3rd Street? Because I can see why you would have a crisis of faith if you guys didn't even hold hands and your goddess, like, targeted him and encouraged the fates to murder him. That's
not
terrible.
Like that. It's more that I am her representative, and I am her representative in Faerun. There's so few of us, and we have to be icons and examples of everything that our temple teaches, and she knows. I mean, she knows what is in my heart and what is in my mind, and I just feel like from everything that the Holy Mother constantly told me that she would disapprove. But I don't feel. I don't know what to think. I don't feel that when I think of Shae, and I don't feel that when I feel her light in me. But maybe I represent Gormgothin, Moradin, father of all the Dwarven gods. He has not granted us another thunder blessing, but maybe he's displeased. I don't know. I worry that as a representative of this, that I have brought their disfavor. But I hear what you're saying. It's not very humble to think that either, to place myself at such high, to think that the gods care that much about me.
Well, I mean, if this is how they punish their devout servants, then the gods you worship are fickle, and I'm not sure if they're worth your devotion. But I'm just a half-orc.
Aye, fair. I just needed someone to share this. Thank you for listening, Storm.
Whatever choice you decide to make about your devotion, you're still my best friend.
Aye, thank you.
So the rest of the party comes back into this weighty conversation. And Mirabelle, who was looking from Stong to Rogar to Stong to Rogar, goes, "Jiggle wolf," and holds out her arms.
I'm going to lean down to the wolf and I'm going to say, anytime you want to tell me what your actual name is, we'll stop this.
The wolf looks at you with something like maybe quiet desperation. All right, night falls, and you find yourselves outside Castle Vamos, which is in the east end of the city. Vamos predates the coming of the Shae to Westgate, but among the many merchant houses which have largely resisted the influx of the Shao into the city, Vamos best integrated the Shao into its own power base. So they get along fairly well with those people. And it might be because of the geographic necessity. They're not like pariahs in the East End. So some of the guards outside the castle are have clearly Shao faces and are carrying big swords. And they look at you curiously, like these people don't look like they belong. But you're being led by Artemisia. And I was going to say that you left Littleton's wagon carriage at the Hall of Justice, but I didn't say that before, and that would have changed your plan. So you still have that.
Okay.
So
She's
you all
gonna
pile
trade
out
on
of the
it
carriage.
for as long as she can.
All right, you pile out of the carriage. A servant comes up to like take the carriage and go park it like a valet, right? And the driver, surprisingly, goes, "Oh yeah," and just hops off and gives the reins over to this fellow.
Okay.
And
I feel like we should have been more suspicious of the driver.
the driver dusts
But
himself off
Tsetseliya is like, let's do this.
Oh, no.
and says, "All right, you need an announcer. Hey,
Yes, we
All right.
certainly do.
What?
Like a herald.
Oh, Zancho pops up.
like a herald." Yeah, Sancho Panza pops up.
G'day, mate. I'm Zancho Panzai.
The driver
This-
looks at Zancho. Zancho looks at the driver.
Does he just disappear again?
He just disappears again.
Cool.
But real quick, who was Sancho?
He's my gnome sidekick who just pops up every once in a while. He feels like he owes me his life. He feels like he owes Rogar his life, and so he kind of looks after his money for him, which is very nice of him, and also after Rogar, making sure he doesn't get distracted by shiny things. And yeah,
He is the similarly named squire to your Don Quixote.
right. Just to
Just in case you
Just to
missed
make
the
it real
reference.
clear. Writers. All right. So you're outside the gates, and the footman says, "Oh, your friend disappeared."
does he back up?
Nope.
Oh, okay. He does that.
Interesting. Why?
He has a fine sense of when he is not appreciated or in danger.
Oh,
Don't
danger.
know which. Hopefully, it's
Yep.
not appreciated in this particular case.
Danger. Up. That place right there. That's dangerous.
Great.
Oh, good.
That's why Lord Darden entrusted me with his lady's safety.
Oh, thank you.
What is your name, new friend?
Most people just call me a footman because that's what I do.
Okay, footman.
Excellent.
Put us in there.
That's what you want to be called?
That's not what I want to be called.
What would you prefer to be called?
Oh, that's a good question. I never really thought about it.
Oh my god. Tsetseliya is going to tear her hair out.
Can we
She's
call
so.
you hand person?
You can call me Hand Person. Actually, maybe you should just call me Hand.
Hand.
Because I'm real handy. Hey! High fives with Stone. All right.
Just want to make a note that Artemisia, when she changed into a gown that is gold colored. Just to sort of.
Just a coincidence,
Did
right?
you make sure the
No.
rest of us was dressed, or did you leave us to our own devices?
I did not leave you to your own device.
What did I get?
She did not make you wear gold.
That is a good choice. I think we would still be home fighting.
You get something like fairly understated, like sort of
Because
black
I'm
and gray.
quite an understated lady.
I rebraided my beard and put it in nice iron things, polished me armor, and
So you're
I'm
just
proudly-
blind everybody when you go inside.
I
Excellent.
Does the wolf come with us? Does he have a matching collar?
The wolf looks like he's most comfortable on the carriage. He looks at the castle like, I don't know.
Come on, Jigs, let's go!
The wolf looks exasperated, but he hops off the carriage and he follows you. All right.
Could Artemisia have put a matching collar on him?
Oh, Artemisia tried. Did it work?
Solid. Okay. Hand announces you. Most people, they don't recognize you or your name.
Perfect.
Some of you have a certain reputation in Westgate. The Westgate Irregulars is a name that carries meaning, and Lord Darden is a name that carries meaning. So they introduce Artemisia and Tsetseliya, representing the interests of Lord Littleton Darden. And a lot of people look up and they whisper to each other about that.
I exchange a look with Caleb.
All right. So this revel is full of many people of much coin, right? Lots of colors, but people are wrapped up because it's cold in the courtyard. And it doesn't look as merry as some other revels that you might have been to in Westgate. It looks dark and somber. It's like a funeral, sort of.
Oh, well, they did just lose someone.
Exactly. A lot of people are wearing black. Everyone from House Vamos is wearing black.
Sturge fits right in.
I got the right dress
wearing,
on.
Are you still wearing all your feathers?
Yes, but he wears his armor and he uses his disguised self to give himself finery.
I see. Okay.
So he's himself, but he's wearing gray and black silks.
He's himself, but he's illusioned to look like himself. Got it. This is very Sturge. This is very on brand.
It's his self-image of himself, which is, never how we actually see ourselves.
Sturge doesn't talk like a normal person. Does message. Doesn't change his clothes. Disguise self. I'm me, but in clean clothes.
You arrive. Shae greets you at the door. She's wearing a sleek black gown. You don't usually see her kind of dress up, but she is doing it in this case.
Very handsome.
Thank you. You look lovely. The lady should be here any minute now. Well, you know how she likes to make an entrance. Actually, she's probably already here. We just can't see her. Unless I can see her.
Can you?
Anyway. This way. And you go among the crowd and filter out, and you see the mausoleum in the middle of the courtyard.
Are people staying away from it generally?
Yes.
So
Most people are staying away from it.
So it'd be pretty.
Although you
suspicious
do
if we
find, you do find one person standing there, kind of leaning against the fence post. A nobleman dressed very smartly in black attire.
Okay, so what's our plan? When do we need to make the distraction?
I'm still not really. I would be more comfortable meeting my contact and changing the time to something like 3 in the morning.
You do see your contact filtering among the people, carrying a tray
Call
of,
that plan boring.
of wine flutes, right?
Team distraction is ready.
So you see your contact doing serving stuff because she's a serving person.
What was supposed to happen at midnight?
I meet my contact at the bridge with all of us, and she brings us in the servant's entrance to access the crypt. However, there's a party going on. We're already here by the crypt. I'm not terribly fond of the idea of the distraction. I'd rather have all of us together rather than half of us outside doing something else. Because we know there are guardians in there.
Well, go find your person and see what
I
we
will
need to
find
do to make that work.
While
he's gone,
I knew that was coming.
All right.
I
so
didn't say
like-
do it. I said let's make a plan.
Serge goes and looks for his serving person. Caleth, you're standing near the mausoleum, and there's that guy standing there.
That guy.
Seems vaguely familiar.
Oh no.
Gonna settle over. Hi.
He turns to look at you. Oh, hello. It's definitely Aiden. You've never seen him dressed up this well or made up so nicely.
Doing a little window shopping?
What?
Damn.
Paradise.
And you see that he is wearing the crest of House Vamos, which he immediately tries to slip back into his coat, but he fumbles it because his dexterity is low.
Just gonna pick it up.
he says, hi.
And you find out your boyfriend's a Trump.
Oh. That's perfect.
The bell rings to announce that it is midnight. And at midnight, Lady Ilira appears. Because she's got to make an entrance.
Can we steal her thunder somehow?
And she
Destroy her entrance.
she appears dressed in
This is the distraction.
a sleek black dress, very similar to what Shae is wearing, actually. They came dressed alike. And she appears in the middle of the courtyard next to an elderly but obviously in command woman in Vamos colors. That's the matriarch of House Vamos, the Kromark of the city. So this is the most important political person in Westgate. And there's fanfare and applause. And then you see armored folk start filtering into the courtyard.
Do they look like eyes of justice?
They do, in fact.
I didn't
The
want to be criminals.
buzzkills are here.
And Levia Shadewalker appears from among the crowd and says, Ilira Nathalin, you are under arrest for many murders and the spreading of chaos and terror in Westgate.
Do we tackle her? I feel like
I can't resist.
I like that idea.
Okay.
Sturge is going to use his imitation skill to also shout in Levia?
Levia.
Levia's voice. Also, I'm giving kissing lessons later.
Oh.
Try and do dramatic things, and Sturge just steps on it every time.
I hate pompous. Sturge hates
It's
pompous
fine.
people.
It's fine. And sure enough, Ilira just starts laughing at her. Like, there's this silence, and then Ilira's just like, and she turns and disappears into a shadow, appearing on top of the mausoleum, perched on the central spire. Just great balance. Yeah, Sturge very, like there's no lightning flash, but otherwise.
Yeah.
And she says, what a fine welcome to return me to the city. I highly appreciate and enjoy your hospitality. Levia, this vendetta against me has gone on for too long. You have no evidence to take me into custody. This is all an obvious ploy and manipulation. And you're all standing there like, this is such a great distraction.
Yeah, I was just going to say, while everyone's looking.
Definitely breaking in the game.
Okay, I'm going to go around.
Whatever, it has a backside.
I don't want this to just be a cutscene where you don't do anything. So, Sturge,
Yeah.
well, you're doing your imitation thing. Rogar,
I was going to nudge Sturge and be like,
to make him stop.
no, I was just going to be like, hey, this is
Yeah.
a good time to go.
I get it.
There were a few stifled laughs and chuckles when you did your thing. Kalis,
So, Aiden, any place you can help us into? Now?
he reaches back and there's this loud bong sound as he uses knock to open the mausoleum.
Subtle. Subtle.
Isn't that his family's mausoleum?
No,
Like a better
he's-
way?
He really wants
Just
to
gonna
make
grab
up
his
with
arm
her.
and pull him in there.
Yeah. All right. They disappear into the mausoleum. The sound ripples through the crowd,
Oh God.
and Shae appears on top of the mausoleum next to Ilira, holding her long curved sword in this very aggressive sort of stance. It's time to go in. And Ilira says, "If you want to take me into custody, now's your chance." Okay, Artemisia, what are you doing?
So would Artemisia have been at the right angle to see them go in?
Make a
To the-
perception check.
Okay.
I mean, it's distracting. That's why I perception check.
I don't know, can you see?
17.
Yeah, you saw them.
Okay.
Well, you saw Caliph being dragged into the mausoleum by somebody.
Okay.
By a hand.
Like a real handsome guy.
Huh. All right. Well.
Handsome?
Well, when he's really made up.
Oh, okay. Gotta hide that.
He's
corpse
90s
talent,
Johnny
huh?
Depp, right? Yeah.
He's he's like 90s Johnny Depp, but like in a romantic role.
Right.
Not like Edward Scissorhands Johnny Depp.
It's a romance. What are you? Anyway.
It is.
Good roll.
Kind of.
Well, Artemisia is not that great at, because she's all dressed up and whatever, but she's gonna like try to use the distraction and like walk in and see where Caliph is gone.
Okay, you're going to head toward the mausoleum.
Yep.
Tsetseliya.
I'm leaving Team Distraction because as much fun as that sounds, some guy just grabbed Caliph and that's not okay. So, booking it for the
Mausoleum,
mausoleum.
okay.
I'm
Man.
like ready to punch
It's done.
Team Distraction formed 30 minutes ago, broken up 30 minutes later. Okay, I guess I'm now part of Team Walk into the Mausoleum.
Okay, so
Also, I say, Jinx, come on.
you hear a twang and a crossbow bolt flies at Ilira, and Shae cuts it out of the air with her sword.
They don't need us. They're fine.
Yeah.
And then Levia pulls out this staff mace. It's like a two-handed morning star, and charges toward her and is clearly going to attack her.
But she's up on top of the mausoleum.
Yeah, well, Levia
Oh, she
uses magic
Yeah, okay,
to
got it.
teleport from there onto the top of the mausoleum.
Dang.
Distraction.
Like
keeps
in one of
getting
those
better.
Misty Step things.
Seriously.
And then immediately locks weapons with Shae.
Nice.
All right.
I wish I could stay and like watch this.
This would be.
Yeah,
Part of me feels
we just
bad.
all
I'm
eat
like,
hors
we're
d'oeuvres.
like,
We're
so
walking
much
by.
a cutscene, and we're like, cool, we're gonna go somewhere else, so it can't be a
This
cutscene.
is, this is perfect. She's giving us.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's all good. All right, so you're heading into the mausoleum, most of you.
All of us.
Yeah.
And
Aye.
it is at that point that the dramatic lightning flash appears. And you see a man in a gray cloak standing on top of the gates, holding a huge black axe in his hands.
Oh.
And he says, Ilira, stand down or be cut down.
Damn.
Like I said, this distraction gets better and better. Let's go before somebody
Let's go.
figures out that this isn't that they're being a distraction.
I'm filming it on my phone. Oh, wait.
And we are going to stop there at that cliffhanger.
Dun dun dun.
Tune in next week to find out what happens in the mausoleum, which of these various people get hurt, which of them flee,
Inevitably.
which of them drag our heroes along for the ride, and maybe find out why you shouldn't just blindly walk into a mausoleum guarded by an undead creature. So thank you to my players, the Dungeon Scrawlers. Thank you to Gen Con for hosting us at the Chaldea Studios. Thank you to Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms for sponsoring us. Once again, check them out. It's great. It's a fun game. I highly recommend it. And come back next week to find out all those things. Look for recaps showing up soon. And I'll see you then. Thanks. Bye.